Record. Broadcast. Record.
What we about to do,
Cigarettes, heroin.
Hello. What's up, motherfuckers? Samurai is here. I'm solo. Diver is at a some kind of concert for what the fuck is his name? Some country guy. The guy who just fell off a stage because we were talking about that. Yeah, I'm here. I got the fuck. Oh, it just started. I got the horse. Oh no, that was an old one. I got horse racing shit on in the background. I've never, ever really watched a horse racing thing. I don't get it. I mean, the shit started at 4:30. It's been on for over an hour, and there's no horse racing shit. Like, do they just? I can't believe they just talk about it and just. Oh, holy shit! Is that? It looks like what's his name? Oh, fuck, my sound's off. It looks like what's his name from Inside the MMA. All right. Anyway, I don't get it. There's like I thought it was going to be a quick 30-minute show, but anyway. That's what's happening. Looks like we may get Mr. McCorkle on at some point, which that'll be fun. I think he's a fun guy to talk to. Yeah, I mean there ain't really shit going on right now. I'm just kind of chilling, and I've been working all day up until about an hour ago, and then I started messing around with my sound, trying to figure out some setting stuff so I can actually play sound sometimes, music or sound clips or whatever. And I've never been able to do it because I always get a double. So I think I fixed it. We'll see. Anyway, this week it's been a long week for me, just with work and shit like that. So I was doing some other work, some work that I'm working on, personal stuff today, and that was like all day. So I'm glad I'm done. I got my Mexican food for tonight. I'm all set, and we can take it from there. So last weekend I need to fucking keep track when Diver and I do our fucking picks. So last weekend were 2 fights. I mean, they weren't the greatest, but they weren't terrible. Let me see what I fucking remember. Blanco beat Ogle, which I was happy about when it happened because I don't like Ogle. Alcantara beat Vaughn Lee. Who else do we know? I don't know those guys. Strickland beat Barnott. Now that one right there. That was bullshit. That was Barnott like all day. And it's bad enough that he lost, because in no way should he have. And I haven't seen anyone say he should have. I didn't see one person say that Barnott should have lost that fight. But the fact that he got a 30-27, I mean, it really, I don't see that at all. I don't see him losing at all either. But yeah, that he was fucking robbed. So that kind of sucks. And yeah, I think even the crowd was booing Strickland. It just kind of sucked. Dalloway and Carmont. Dalloway, I don't like the guy, but he's looking fucking better and better, even though I don't like him, which just makes it worse. Because, like, what the fuck am I going to say at that point? He's doing a good job. He unfortunately won. He looked really good doing it. Gegard Mousasi and Mark Munoz. I was kind of hoping Mark Munoz would maybe call it quits if he lost, which he did. And it doesn't sound like he is. I like Mark Munoz. I do. But I think it might be time to call. you know, he's coaching. Yeah, he's got his Reign team. He's I think he might be head coach. But he can move on and do that and be absolutely fine. And probably be better for the sport, sharing his knowledge, because I'm not. He obviously has skills, but at some point your body starts going and can't take as much, and you don't handle things as well. And Mark Munoz has not been the dominant force he was, leaning towards. So I hope he calls it. There's no fucking advertising on the canvas either. I don't know if you guys saw, Dana White said someone fucked up and sent the Germany canvas to Brazil, so Brazil wound up with two canvases, I guess. And I don't know, man. So that was an A card. That was the Fight Pass card. Which congratulations with Invicta picking up Fight Pass. I think that's pretty awesome. Awesome for Invicta, and it's a good time because it does add a little bit more value to it for people who are going to bail because Ultimate Fighter Brazil is over, which I would imagine a lot will. But now there's a little bit more incentive if Invicta puts on enough shows. If they can get that going, there's a little bit more incentive to come back to it, or I don't know that they could charge more at this point, maybe $1 more or something. But I think that's great for Invicta. It's great for mixed martial arts and women's MMA. So that's pretty cool. Anyway, Ultimate, that was the Fight Pass card. Now we go to the next card of the day, because this was like a 13-hour event with like a 1 hour, hour and a half break, I think. Oh, look, I think the horses are about to start going. I don't understand. Let's watch. Hold on. They're like showing the gate and the cameras aren't up. They're going. I probably am not allowed to talk about what's happening. I don't know. Although I don't really think anyone's listening, so I'm not sure it matters. Green Hat is in the lead. How fucking long is? I thought this is a big ass lap. Holy crap! Now they're hitting their first turn. Damn. I wonder. I guess they only go around once. That guy's got a huge lead. How's someone gonna come back and beat him? There's no way. Holy shit, that guy's coming up though. But there's no way that they're going to come back and beat that guy. He's like, 8, 10 horse lengths ahead? Is it horse lengths? I guess it would be horse length. It makes sense. See, but I also don't know how long this lasts. I guess Green Hat there could get tired. I don't know how many laps this is and stuff. I have no clue. It might end at, I see the little hut up there. Maybe it ends at that red. If it ends at the red, there's no way that guy's going to lose. I don't know if this is a guy, because wasn't someone supposed to be a triple crown winner or something like that? Which I guess means he's won 3 big horse races. But there's no, I just don't see it. Oh, wait a minute. Holy shit. Look at these guys. Oh, they closed the distance on that, didn't they? It's taken a long time to round that corner. Alright, I might have been wrong. And I am smiling while I'm watching this. So maybe this is like one of those Super Bowl things for some people where you can just watch it every once in a while. Where'd Green Hat go? Green Hat's still in there. Oh, nope, not anymore. Wow, I wonder who the person that was supposed to win would be. Pink Hat won, it looks like. Red Hat. I don't know. Someone won. There's a big R on her helmet. Huh. Alright. Real Solution, unofficial winner. See, I don't know who that is. Alright, well, anyway. Now that that's over, we get to the Brazil card. And I'll breeze through because I don't want this to be long because I just don't want it to be long. Let me pull up UFC.com so I can look at some faces and remember who some of these people are. Because I know there are some fighters from Tough who were fighting on the undercard. I just don't remember who is who. Da-da-da-da-da. Where is past events? Da-da-da-da-da. I want Maldonado. There we go. So, all right, who is fighting on the face pass or fight pass shit? Oh yeah, Ricardo Abreu and Wagner Silva. Ricardo beat Wagner. What was it? Submission, wasn't it? Yeah, there it is, submission. What the fuck submission was it? It doesn't tell you what the submission was? Really? That's stupid. Hold on, now I gotta go over here and look. What the fuck was it? Oh, rear naked choke. Alright, so he got him with a rear naked. Oh, that's the one. That was a tech sub, I think, wasn't it? Didn't he go out? No, that was Lyoto who went out. Yeah, Lyoto got the tech sub. So there's that one. Let's see here. Who else? Was anyone else from... Oh, who's that? That's, well, De Lima beat Moreira. What the hell? I recognize that guy. I know who that guy is. Good. He beat... Oh, that was that fast-ass knockout. That's right. Oh, yeah. Oh, no, it wasn't. Fourth... Oh, I see. That's the... Oh, see, I don't go to UFC.com very often. Alright, so it was the fast out knockout. That was the one punch from a few weeks ago. Alright, I'm all fucked up, by the way. Round 1, 438. Okay. That motherfucker won. Let's see here. Who else fought? Oh, yeah, Kevin Souza and Mark Adiva. That was a fun fight. I think that got fight of the night. I kind of skipped through the fights again today just to kind of get them back in my head. That was a fun fight. Let's see here. Paulo Thiago. That's right. Paulo Thiago lost, and that sucks. I like Paulo Thiago because he, I've said it before, because he fucking because he knocked out Koscheck. So he always has like a soft spot in my heart because I don't like Koscheck. But he got his ass kind of beat. I think it was 30-27. Did he win a round? I don't think he won a round. Let's see. One judge gave him a round. I think it was. I thought it was 30-27. So there's that one. Let's see here. Elias Silveira and Ernest Chavez. I don't remember those guys, but Silveira won. Let's see. Oh yeah, Magomedov and damn. I need to not say damn because that's a bad word. Magomedov won in a decision. Why is my phone going off? Go down. All right. Anyway, yeah, that was going on. Sorry, I got this. See, I've gotten a couple messages from people when we do the show, and then I miss them, so I'm trying to kind of pay a little bit more attention because for all I know, there's nothing fucking coming out right now. So Robbie Peralta beat Ronnie Jason or Honey Jason, however the fuck you want to say it, and that was split decision. Damian Maia just kind of controlled the guy. I like that Damian Maia has gone back to his jiu-jitsu because I think he kind of needed to. He's not a stand-up fighter, and I guess for a while he thought he was. But I also I don't feel like he's as actively looking for submissions as he used to be. That's what I want to see. I remember, I think that he had the same thing with Jake Shields. It was somebody. I think it was a Jake Shields fight, though. It was he had control and kept control, and there were some nice transitions to keep control, but there was nothing to go for the finish. And I'd like to see him finish some people again. So there is that one. Then there's was that Worley and Zapata? Go back over here. Which one is the next fight? Oh no, this was Worley and Lyoto. Yeah, Worley. I mean, he looked pretty damn good. Chael said that he could come in and take Weidman out right now. He looked pretty good. Lyoto was just kind of a little bit out of place a little bit. Could have been jitters and nerves. That's a lot of pressure. And they always say your first fight in the UFC can be nerve-wracking. Now imagine your first fight is, in a sense, for a title, for a championship, for a winner of a big life-changing event would be. And that can just add to those pressure. So maybe he was just nervous, and he'll come back and recover. One thing I did notice, and this is just me just talking, just I guess I don't really know why, but I'm going to talk about it anyway. And I've been in martial arts for a very, very, very long time. I wish he would shorten his stance a little bit. It was a little bit wide, a little bit long, and you know, he has the classic, you know, karate taekwondo style stance, but he was a little bit wide, and when you go that wide on that, it's going to be tough. Sorry, I got a message, and now I'm sending a link for the show. Just got distracted, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, when you keep your stance that wide, what it'll do is it make, and you, if you still have it, which I doubt most people do, but you can see how hard it was to pull your feet back in so that you can move. It's great for your stability if someone is coming in, because it gives you a nice low center, but at the same time you can't move very quickly, and he was just a little bit faster, and that's one of the things that happens. So I'd like to see him shorten his stance a little bit. Alright, there, I've dropped some fucking bomb-ass knowledge on you now. So there was that one. There was, oh yeah, Vitor Miranda and the Zapato. You know, Zapato won. He looked really good. That's another one Chael said. I don't know if he said he could come out and win a title, but you know, he looked good. He controlled the fight very well. He had good hands, which I guess you're going to expect at that point. You know, if you're training with, there's certain people if you train with, you would expect certain things to be higher caliber. If someone's training with Chael, you would expect that person to have a higher caliber wrestling. If someone's training with Dos Santos, you'd think boxing. It just kind of cycles through there. So he, you know, he looked good. So he won. Now then I'll talk about good old Vanderlei in a minute. Let me take a drink. All right. Fabio Maldonado and Stipe Miocic. I don't remember what the fuck I said about it last week. I really don't. But what was really expected from that? I know it was a win-win situation for Maldonado. He took a fight on short notice in a weight class that he's definitely not a part of, and he got his ass beat. It was really bad though. Like, it wasn't even he didn't even seem to put up a fight. And I know, you know, Stipe Miocic is a good fighter. He's got, you know, pretty accurate striking, and if you know what you're aiming for, you're going to hit it. And you hit the temple, which I think is where the first one went. No, the first one was the one, I think that was in the front. That was on the chin. And that rattled him. You know, you take a shot in the right spot, that's what's going to happen. That's what accuracy is. So I can't say anything about it, but I guess I was expecting a little bit more, only because he's such a tough fucker at 205. I don't think he's ever been knocked out before. He might have been knocked down a few times, but even when he gets knocked down, he just doesn't stop. And you know, I definitely think he should not be, hopefully won't be closing up his career in the heavyweight division. Yeah, it's just, he's just undersized. That's all it is. You know, they might have 20 pounds more muscle than he does. It's just, you know, that's life. So, but you know, props to him for stepping in there on short notice and you know, doing it. So there was that fight. Now Vanderlei wasn't there. They canceled his before the weigh-ins. He was going to do a Q&A, and they canceled the Q&A and replaced him with, I believe it was Hua. And then he didn't show to the fights. And I was kind of interested to see if he did, how the crowd would respond. And they definitely responded to Chael very well. And cheers were going out when they mentioned Chael's name. So Vanderlei doesn't show up, and I figured it's just because the UFC is pissed. He said he was removed, and he watched it, oddly enough, for someone who doesn't drink. He watched it at a bar, which is the report that went out. I guess other people may have been in the bar. I don't know. But it's just one of those things where at the end of the Zapata fight, he brought up Vanderlei. And immediately, and that was the response I was wondering about. It wasn't just like a little bit of booze or a low roar or a few people up front. The entire stadium was just booing loudly. And it was pretty, to me anyway, it was pretty like, holy shit, they really don't like him. And it's just, they just don't like him. They're pissed. So, and I think he brought up Pride. I think he was like, we need to forgive him and think about the things he did in Pride. The things he did in Pride when he was, I don't know, on steroids and fighting some. I'm not going to say all of them because he was in some wars and some good fights, but I'm sure some of them were fixed. But whatever. I think he's a dick, and maybe he'll realize it and change. Who knows? But yeah, I thought that was really interesting. So what else has been going on? So those are the fights. Anderson Silva. Oh yeah, there's one. So Anderson Silva wants to fight again. I still wish he wouldn't. It's not that I think he needs to retire. I just don't think he needs to fight. I don't think he's going to be the same mentally. I mean, as a fighter coming back from an injury like that is, I don't know, very mental. It's not something I hope he's just trying to do and just, I'll be fine. It's normal. I hope he, I hope he does it with a therapist. Because it's tough. He uses leg kicks all the time, and now he broke his shin in half. Regardless of how well it's healing and the fact that there's no pain, I mean, that was probably the most painful thing he's ever felt. I can't imagine what the fuck it would be like to try to do it again, and with force. Forget about the titanium adamantium rod that's in his leg now, which I'm not sure that I think that's fair, but I'm gonna wait until there's more information. Someone does a story, because I don't feel like spending time on Google to deal with it right now. But that's a really tough thing to come back from. It just is. It would be like, think about this: if you're in jiu-jitsu. If you've ever had a shoulder injury or an arm injury, and from an arm bar, or from a Kimura or anything like that, you're going to tap out a lot sooner when you're in those positions, and that's the reason why, because you don't want to go through it again. Well, to an extent, that's the same thing. Tapping out is not pushing yourself a little bit farther. If Anderson Silva isn't kicking as hard as he possibly can, that's the same thing. But anyway, that said, whatever that fucking 5-minute diatribe is that I just went on, I'm sorry about that one. I think the Nick Diaz wanted that fight for a while. I think for like a year and a half, maybe. And no shit, it might have been 2 years. It might have been back when Chael was still, when Chael was champion, when Anderson was champion, before Chael took it from him. When Anderson was champion, I think it might have been going on, and Anderson said, I think he was saying, no, he doesn't deserve to fight me. The fight makes sense now, and I think it would be a fun fight. They both do their form of mental games and things like that. I would actually enjoy to see that fight. And in this time of all these injuries and things like that, that might be one of the very few non-title fights that you can get to headline a pay-per-view. I think people will buy it. So if there's an injury, yeah, I'm sure they'll set it up with a title fight if it happens. Yeah, but regardless, whoever Anderson Silva comes back to fight against, I'm sure they'll set it up with a title fight. But if it's him and Nick Diaz, that's people would pay for that on pay-per-view. If it's him and Kung Lee, and I've wanted to see the Kung Lee fight for I don't know 6-7 years. If it's him and Kung Lee, that won't do as well on a main event of a pay-per-view. But anyway, I would like to see that. I think that would have a lot of fucking fun. Everyone should be watching America's Got Talent. That's really all I have to say about that shit. Jones finally signed to fight Gustafsson. There is this whole thing with his video, and I don't understand what he's trying to do. It's really weird that he would post something and then take it down. I think I've mentioned I wonder if he's maybe has Asperger's, if he's on the spectrum somewhere, because that is kind of the type of thing I would expect. I've worked with a lot of kids on the spectrum. That is one of the things that you can see there. And there's other things, the social awkwardness and not really knowing how to interact. He's very practical. He doesn't think about. He's logical. So there's some similarities there, and I can see that. But I just don't understand. I wish he would accept it, maybe, or figure out if that he is. Because I think what's happening is he'll post videos like that and then say, "Oh shit, I shouldn't have done that. Oh, I hope no one's mad at me. I shouldn't have done that," and it'll delete them. But just it's they're there. There's probably not an Instagram video that he posts that doesn't get recorded by 20 people as soon as they see it, just so they can have it before he deletes it. I hope he gets his shit together. He's a great fighter. I just wish he wasn't, kind of douchey. But I was hoping he would fight. But I was also hoping if he didn't sign the contract, Dana would just tell him kick rocks, strip him. I mean, I'm so tired of fighters who have too much control, the champions who have too much control over who they're going to fight. Oh no, he's not ready to fight me. Oh no, I've already fought him before. You fight who the boss says you're going to fight. You fight who the promoter says you're going to fight. You fight whoever they fucking put in front of you. That's who you fight. You don't say, "Oh no, this is my career. Why would I take a fight with him when I can take a fight with an Olympic wrestler?" Because it's true. Let's assume that Johnny Boy wins the rematch, which he won't. I don't think he will. But let's assume that he does. He will make more money from from Cormier fight because of their history. They don't like each other. They already have stock footage of them shit talking to each other. So it's just one of those things where Johnny Boy could make a lot more money if he fought Cormier. But guess what? It's not really about how much money you can make. You're the champion. You fight who the best one is. Alexander Gustafsson right now is the best one. I would like to see Cormier fight one more time at 205. But a top guy. We know Cormier has done a lot of heavyweight. And we know Cormier is a great fighter. But his only 2 fights at 205, we know he can make the weight. He had a fight against the barista who's fighting tonight. I don't even think that should count. But it does. But I don't think it should. But he fought him, and he fought Henderson. Don't get me wrong. I like Dan Henderson, and I realize he's a legend of the sport. He's not what he used to be. It's gotten to the point for me. I said it before their fight, I think, on the show. Maybe that was see. I need to post the solo shows. I never post the solo shows. But anyway, on that show, I said, look, this fight is going to be Daniel Cormier dominating him for 3 rounds and winning by decision, or Daniel Cormier dominating him for X amount of time and losing by a knockout. That's really the only thing Dan Henderson has going for him anymore. For me, is that chance of a knockout. I mean, he just hasn't looked as strong and everything else that he used to look. And he's isn't he like 43 years old or something? I like watching him fight, but maybe it's time to stop. And it's just, sure, he beat Hua, but go back and watch the fight. It was the same. Hua dominated him, and Henderson caught him. I don't super enjoy watching fights like that. And Cormier made it fun by making it much more dominant than I thought it would be. I didn't think he'd be like picking him up and throwing him like a fucking rag doll. So it was a little bit different than I thought it would be. I thought it was just going to be, take down, boom, and just stay on top and punch you. A little bit. But Cormier looked great in that fight. I'd just like to see him fight someone, a higher level at 205. I don't know that fighting Henderson, in my opinion, should get you a title fight, boom, especially if there's someone else in line. If Gustafsson lost to John Jones and John Jones just beat Grover and now there's nothing else I understand that. That makes a lot more sense now because you got this pseudo super fight that you can do while you build up another guy up at 205. You can build that up for 6 months and have another guy fight twice and then earn the next title shot. So I get that. But there's no way he should have gotten that fight over Gustafsson. And John saying that he should have is just John Jones not wanting to fucking fight. Conor McGregor and Cole Miller's off. I'm bummed about that. I was looking forward to the shit talking on that one. Cole Miller's out with I think he messed up some tendons in his thumb or something. And Diego Brandao stepping in, and I just don't think that's going to end well for Diego Brandao. I think Conor McGregor is basically going to own him. There's Dustin's Dojo from America's Got Talent, by the way. I'm trying to get him on, but we're having a hard time getting cleared through. Imagine that NBC Public Relations doesn't want to have their talent, or at least current talent, on our show. Crazy to think that. But we're trying. Maybe he'll come on after his time on the show is done. I just think he'd be funny to have on. Do like a self-defense type shit. If you don't know what I'm talking about, look up Dustin's Dojo on YouTube and watch the America's Got Talent audition because it's funny as shit. I did play the UFC game yesterday, the demo. Look, they made John Jones terrible. Speaking about Jones and Gustafsson, that was a better segue into it than whatever I just talked about. I couldn't win with John Jones. I think I fought with John Jones like 7 times, and I lost in the opening minute and a half every time. I would play with Gustafsson like I was switching it up. I would play with Gustafsson, and I think I went 6-1 or 7-1 or something like that, and it was just not even close. So I don't know. Maybe I had a glitch on mine, but I thought that was pretty funny if they were making John Jones weak in the game. But I tell you what, it looks great. Except for the ring girls, they look they look bad, but that's mainly because of their hair. But it looked great. The control was good. There was one weird thing, if you want to control, I think it was blocking. When you're blocking, you push one of the buttons, L2 or something like that. I don't remember. But when you push the button, that just goes a middle block. If you want to push high, you got to push square, and if you want to block low, you got to push X. And that was really weird. I'd rather just move my controller up or down and wherever I want to control my hands. So I'm hoping maybe that's not final, or we're going to be able to adjust things like that, because that was just stupid. That's really tough to remember when you play other games and everything moves the same way on those other games. But all in all, I enjoyed it. I thought they did a really nice job. It looks like they're gonna, you can choose your arena. You can choose what corner, because I don't like the blue corner because it's on the right side of the screen. I like the red corner, which is on the left side of the screen. But you can choose your corner. You can choose all kinds of shit. And that's just the demo. So who knows, what kind of things that they're going to have in there that will be similar or that will enhance it. I think I've heard from a couple people on Twitter they're going to have an Ultimate Fighter version, I guess, where you can kind of fight your way into the UFC, like a career mode. But yeah, I thought it was fun. It was a good little game. So I'm looking forward. I'm going to go ahead and pre-order it. It's definitely worth it. I was playing with my nephew. He was on. We were talking while we were playing it, and he's already pre-ordered it, and he liked it too. He did a lot better than I did. And that's right. That's what made me wonder if I just had a glitched version or something like that, because he played with Johnny Boy, because it loads you in. So your first fight is with John, and you're fighting Gustafsson. And he just stuck in there without exiting, and I think he was like 5-1 or something like that with Jones. So I don't know, maybe it was just me, but I thought it was pretty good. I thought they did a nice job. Oh, and I did have a note. I forgot about that. Going back real quick to this Gustafsson, Jones, Cormier love fight triangle bullshit. The other thing that I was wondering is, let's say Gustafsson, that fight didn't happen. John Jones didn't sign the contract, and they went ahead and did the Cormier fight. Cormier is supposed to have surgery, so how is he gonna fight before he has surgery? Because usually surgery is like a really big deal. And even if he did, do that, let's say he did fight and without having a surgery. That just means he's going to have surgery after the fight, and it's going to like hold up the belt defense. So the whole thing is just a bad idea. I'm glad it worked out this way. Yeah, I forgot about that. So yeah, we will see Gustafsson and Bones 2, I believe on, was it September 27th, I think is when it is. So, alright, let's close out with tonight's fights. So, Fight Pass starts at 7:30. You got the barista, Pat Cummings, who I'm glad they gave him another shot. They should have. And he came in on 10 days notice, so they had to give him another shot. He's going against somebody named Roger Narvaez. I don't know who the fuck that is. I should go to this page on UFC. Maybe if I look at some of these faces, that'll help. What is this? Fight Night 42? UFC Fight Night 42. 42. That's what Muhammad Ali said to my dad. 42. I hope I look like that when I'm 42. It's a true story. That really is what Muhammad Ali said to my dad. My dad loved telling. My dad was a big boxing fan. See, I've been in like I said, I've been in martial arts for 30 years. And I started when I was 6, and before then it was boxing. So it's not like I didn't grow up around this shit. So who is this guy? Roger Narvaez. I don't know who the fuck Roger Narvaez is. So I'm gonna go with the barista just because I hope he wins. I'd like him to win. I hope he gets I hope he kicks the frap out of him. How about that, huh? Did you like that one? Huh? Kicks the frap out of him. See what I did there? I also have to clear something so I can get something else in there. But he's got a good story. He seems like an okay guy. I'm sure Cormier isn't. Maybe Cormier's on good terms with him. Who knows? I mean, he said the shit to get a fight, and he got the fight. And he was working at a fucking coffee shop, and now he's fighting for the UFC. That's one of those cool stories. I think he quit when Dana White was on the phone with him. I think that he told his boss to fuck off or something like that because his boss wouldn't let him take a phone call. So I hope he wins. I hope he sticks around for a little bit. What's the next fight? Where's this fight one? Because doesn't it go right to left? Yeah, John Tuck. Who the fuck is John Tuck? John Tuck and Jake Lindsay. I don't recognize either of these fuckers. Hold on one second. Why don't you... Oh, see, this would be really come in handy if if I had this shit set up, because then I would have little breaks. Hold on, stand by. So, I don't know who either of these guys are. One's definitely taller than the other, looks like. The Librarian and the Super Saiyan. That's the Super Saiyan? Hold on, I know the name, the Super Saiyan. The Super Saiyan? Is that him? I didn't know that was a Super Saiyan. I don't recognize him. Oh, alright. Well, I don't really care. I'm going to go with... I'll go with the Librarian because it's a weird nickname. I don't fucking know anything about these guys, and clearly I don't take my... Maybe we shouldn't keep track of picks because I don't really know that either one of us takes it super seriously. Scott Jorgensen is fighting, who I never really understood what happened to his skin. He had the discoloration, and then all of a sudden one day it was just fully white, and I don't think I ever heard anybody talk about it. Like, no one mentioned it, and I think we were all watching a fight like, wow, that's drastic, and we're all waiting for an explanation and nothing. So I guess he had a treatment, because I think he's a dark guy who had some pigmentation issues, and something happened. I don't remember. I don't know if he was black or brown or what, but he was not the color he is now. But I'm going for Scott Jorgensen. I like Scott Jorgensen. I've always liked him. He's fun to watch. He seems pretty okay. I haven't seen him be a real dick yet. Maybe I've missed something, but I haven't seen it. Bobby Volker and Lance Benoist. I think isn't Volker coming off a loss? I think, let me see here. Volker, I'm pretty sure though, is in a win or go home. Oh shit, he's coming off of 3 losses. Oh, damn. Robbie Lawler, Will Macario, Patrick Cote. Oh, yeah, this is definitely a win or go home. Okay, so Volker has to win this shit. What's Lance Benoist's deal? I don't recognize him. He's down 2. All right, so these guys have to fucking win. I don't know Benoist. I don't really recognize him. Maybe because he lost twice. I don't know, but I'm gonna go with Bobby Volker because I know Bobby Volker. So Bobby Volker, Sergio Pettis, and Yautzin Meza. I'm gonna go Sergio Pettis, and he seems to be emulating his brother, and it seems to be working very well for him. That's not anything to knock. He came up short last fight, I think. Who did he beat? He beat Campuzano, and then who did he lose to? He just lost to somebody. He lost to, and it was a tough fight. Alex Caceres, that's right. He lost to Bruce Leroy. See, a lot of you motherfuckers don't even realize what the fuck Bruce Leroy is from. You probably just think it's some new... Oh, Bruce Leroy, that's so clever. He thought of that. He didn't think of that. That's a fucking movie called The Last Dragon. Which, damn it, I would love if they remade that movie because there were talks of it. And it was going to be... Sam Jackson was going to be playing... Shonuff. That was his name. Was going to be playing Shonuff. But I guess we'll see. But yeah, Alex Caceres is a tough, fighter, that's another one I like watching, and I don't think a lot of people enjoy. It's kind of like Ben Henderson, which we'll get to. But maybe I look at fights differently. I don't know. There are fighters who, even though they don't finish their fights, they're good to watch. Ben Henderson is that for me. Caceres is that for me because he's had a handful of decisions that are thrown in there. I think he's had a couple split decisions too. But I like fighters that are like that. So that might just be me. I don't need the quick knockout. I just want to see technique. If you're underground, good. Give me technique. And I liked watching the Damian Maia Jake Shields fight. Don't get me wrong. I just wanted to see more submission attempts, but I like technique, so I'm fine. That doesn't bother me at all. So I'm going Sergio Pettis. I'm not gonna bet against him just yet. I ain't going from fucking Campuzano, and I like Campuzano, but going from Campuzano to Bruce Leroy is a really big step up. And maybe that was a short notice fight. I don't remember, but that's a big step up in game. So he just was. I just don't think he was ready for competition like that. El Goito and Brian Caraway. I like both of these guys. I know Brian Caraway's like. Well, no, I can't say he's douchey because he apologized for that shit. I can't say too much bad shit. But I kind of like both of these guys, okay? I like when Tommy Toehold does the Brian Caraway voice like Mickey Mouse. But I got to go... I think I got to go Eric Perez on this one. Caraway will be faster. But I think Eric Perez has this one. Might as well, hopefully he'll leave his mask on like that. What's that wrestler that wrestles who did that when he fought in Pride? I think he fought Crocop. What the fuck is... He's the Mexican guy. I'm playing his music. Dun, 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 dun. Ah, fuck. What is his name? Oh, that's going to bug the shit out of me. Fuck. All right. I got to try to not think about that right now. Yves Edwards and Peter Hallman. I thought Yves Edwards retired because he lost the fight. And apparently, who did he fight that fight? Apparently, that guy tested positive, so the loss got turned to a no contest. Yancy Medeiros. Yeah, he tested positive. I think it was weed. It just says a banned substance on Wikipedia. But so I guess he decided, I'll fight again. I like Yves Edwards. I think he's fun to watch. He's an enjoyable fighter for me. I'm gonna go Yves Edwards on this one. Sorry, see, I'm getting like all these notifications, and I'm trying to keep up with like fucking shit. And now I just saw a message from 20 minutes ago from Mr. MMA Enthusiast. He's getting errors because of fucking the bullshit Ustream isn't letting him on fighting the people. Hopefully he got that shit worked out, or I guess he'll listen on YouTube. And Sean McCorkle got back to me that he needs more notice than that. So yeah, we'll get him on at some point. I just think he'd be fun to talk to. Fuck, I'm still trying to come up with that damn name. Damn it. Alright, anyway. Rafael Dos Anjos and Jason High. I need another drink of water. Hold on. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. Mouth gets a little bit dry sometimes. Jason High's trying to move up a bit, and this is definitely moving up. This is the fight that I think Rafael Dos Anjos will win, but I won't be surprised if Jason High wins. It's just either one can work for me. So that should be a fun fight. See, this is actually a really good card. Because, let's fucking look at it. Jorgensen fights can always be a fight of the night. Perez and Caraway could be. I could see that happening. Edwards and Hallman, probably not. Dos Anjos and High, I would expect will be short. Maybe a performance of the night in there. Fucking Dodson and Moraga. See, all those could be, and really the one that's expected to be fight of the night is Sanchez and Pearson. And I could see Henderson and Kabalov. These are all really good fights. This is a fight card they should have put on a pay-per-view. This is just a strong card. But anyway, I'm gonna go Dos Anjos, but I wouldn't be surprised at all if fucking Jason Hyde wins. Dodson and Moraga. I'm not gonna go against Dodson. Dodson, I think, will win this fight and likely fight for the title again. And I don't know who they're going to put in front of him is the reason I think he'll get the rematch. He's just he's great. And that last fight he just went a little bit flat in a couple rounds, and I don't think he's going to do that again. I think he's a better fighter than Johnson. So that's what I think is going to happen. That's what I hope happens. I think that's Kenny Rice. I'm still not positive, but he just popped up on my TV. I never turn the horse racing shit off. But I think that's Kenny Rice. But anyway, I think John Dodson is going to win that and get his title shot, and I think he's going to win the title. He didn't quite do enough in the last fight. Sanchez and Pearson. Now, this is the one that's, here's your expected fight of the night. And Sanchez he looked weird on the weigh-ins. He was like smiling and happy and relaxed, and then he went up face to face. I was expecting him to change his demeanor, even with his stupid mohawk. And I don't like anybody with mohawks, but not like grown-ups. And the only person who can slide with a mohawk in fighting is Chuck Liddell. Maybe you could give it to Vitor Belfort here too. Maybe he could slide, but no one else. No one else should have a mohawk. But anyway, he looked happy. He looked relaxed. He wasn't doing his mean, angry face. And oddly enough, he did that when he turned back into the Nightmare. Because he's not the Dream anymore. He's the Nightmare. But now he looks dreamier than ever when he's like looking at people. He's like, "Hi, I'm happy." So I don't know what's going to happen there. I'm assuming he's going to watch what he eats or ate last night. I just, you have to, because last time he supposedly got sick. But I expect Diego Sanchez to win this. It'll be another fun fight. Probably, another fight of the night bonus form, or of the night bonus form, because he's got quite a few. And he'll go home. I think he'll win. And I think he's going to make one more last run, and he's going to retire. I wish he would have retired a fight ago, because he's starting to sound like I do by the end of the show. His words are starting to slur a little bit, and he isn't your normal fighter. He has been in some fucking wars. Crazy fucking fights. And that'll take a toll on you. It doesn't matter. I don't know that he's been, had any cold knockouts, but it doesn't matter at that point. If you're just constantly taking shots like that, you can only go so long. So I think he's going to try to hang in there for one more run. I think he'll beat Ross Pearson. I don't even want to think about who his next fight would be if he does get past Pearson, because I don't want to think about all the fighters, because it'll make my head hurt right now. But I got Sanchez. So we'll see. This is biggest fight for Ross Pearson he's had. I'm sure he'll start asking for title fights after this too, like everyone else does, because everyone thinks with any kind of win you should get a title fight. It's getting really weird. Like Conor McGregor, he wanted a title fight after Cole Miller. It's like, really? Alrighty. So it's just, people just want this shit. But I think that's there. So Benson Henderson and Rustam Kabalov. A lot of people are saying that Benson's going to get out wrestled here and just get pummeled. I don't know about that. I got Henderson in this one. I think Henderson's wrestling should be good enough to keep him back. And if he can just keep him back enough, he'll get taken down. But I don't think it's going to be every takedown. And if he can keep his distance and work his legs, he's fine. Because Henderson's the better striker. I think Henderson's definitely the better striker. Now, if he loses, I would expect him to go up to 170. and try to find life up there, because he's a big 155, and that would make more sense to me than him trying to cut down 10 more pounds, unless he's trying to be, the Black Korean Kenny Florian. He's going up to 170. But I don't think he's gonna lose. I think he's gonna stick around. Some people are saying he'll never get another title fight as long as Pettis is the champion. I disagree. I mean, yeah, Pettis is up too. The second fight was really fast, if I remember correctly, though. It didn't last super duper long to really see where it was going. And the first one was so close. I would watch a second one. That's a fun fight. I don't see, and this is the thing, if you like mixed martial arts, if you like watching fights, why would you not want to see a fight like that a third time? Look, Chael Anderson, say what you want about Anderson beat him twice. Chael dominated him in the first fight, and I won't say dominated, even though he won. Yeah, he won. He was winning the fight up until he fell. But regardless of that, I would love to see that fight again. I'd love to see Nick Diaz and Diego Sanchez again. That was a fun fight. Doesn't matter if it was 7 years ago. That was a fun fucking fight. I just want to watch fun fights. They announced Roy Nelson and Mark Hunt this week or last week. That's a fun fight. I mean, it shouldn't be, because Roy Nelson is the way he's fighting himself away from his title goal. Because it would really throw people off if he just came out there one day and took you down and submitted you, because he just doesn't do it anymore. But yeah, I got Benson Henderson on that one. That's no problem. So I think that's fucking it. I don't think there's anything else going on. Yeah, I think that's it. Everybody, the fights start in about an hour on Fight Pass. So get your pretzels and your drinks and your weed and your pizza and your whatever the fuck else, and sit back and relax. Alright, I am signing off. This is Mad Samurai out. We'll see you next week. See ya!